G'day. G'day.
Well, welcome everybody. I think we can kick off. I made the focus a few minutes fast by my watch, but let's get started. As you know, if there is an emergency, the exit is right here. You leave by the way you came in. There is a new way of filming these meetings, which are welcome. The previous videos of our meetings, which we put on the website, I found very, very difficult to hear, and I thought it was rather a pointless exercise to say we were advancing accountability and transparency when most people wouldn't be able to hear the sounds. So I welcome the fact that we are now using a proper camera, and I hope that this will result in much clearer recordings in future. Is there anyone else apart from the official camera? Anyone else recording the proceedings? No.
Only just recording the audio. Recording the audio.
Okay. I may say it's not because the proceedings are on camera and recorded that we should treat each other with respect and argue in a way which focuses on the facts and the merits of each case rather than on personalities. I'm rather concerned that there is too much emphasis on personalities, and I hope the discussion this evening will be balanced and calm. I'm aware that there are people outside the council who are always seeking to undermine what we do, and some of them turn up at our meetings. I was rather dismayed to see today an editorial in the Journal of the Margate Civic Society which made completely unfounded attacks on this council. I feel it's very regrettable. I feel sorry for those people who have nothing to do but to criticise the efforts of others. We are councillors, we are here to serve the people of Westgate and try to make Westgate a better place. I suggest that we simply concentrate on that than on personal battles. I'm not worried by anyone who wants to criticise without basis what we're doing. I think we should press on because that's what the people who we are responsible to expect of us. Apologies for absence.
Thank you, Chairman. We have apologies from Councillor Page.
Thank you. We have the minutes of the meeting that we held at the beginning of July. Does anyone have comments on those minutes?
Chairman?
Yep, Councillor.
See that we've got a new system of numbering the minutes. The number 12 keeps appearing. What is it, ma'am?
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah. I have, when I've drafted the minutes, I do have the 12 on there because that's the sequence I was using. But as I'm actually changing them from the draft to the actual minutes, then you'll see that it's changed from the way
That's
it's
the
read.
sequence,
Because
yeah.
yeah, it's in the sequence, yeah. And that's the sequence that was started when the Town Council started, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
With that clarification, can someone propose that we adopt the minutes, which I see were referred to at one point as the minuets. Councillor Cornford, do you wish to propose them?
Yes.
Councillor Scott, second. Thank you. members' interests, does anyone wish to declare an interest in any of the items on the agenda? I see no hands lifted. Thank you. Report of the community warden.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, unfortunately the community warden's not actually physically at work at the moment. She's working from Margate Library, so she hasn't got an actual report. She was not at work for quite a few weeks, so we'll obviously get an update from her when she's back. She's on holiday very shortly, so she'll provide an update when she's back.
Thank you. County and Thanet District Councillors' reports. Has anyone?
Yes,
Mrs. Dawson, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I know I haven't been here for a while, but I know my colleague Liz was here at some point. I've been dealing with Manchester, Minster, Monkston and Barlings, which are lovely parishes that I've been dealing with lately. Nice down here, so that's Sam. So where I left it before was that we were having a pedestrian survey done at Westgate Revenue. We had a traffic survey done. That pedestrian survey has been paid for. So that will continue, and then after that, highways will look at a zebra crossing there, but that's after the surveys have been brought forward. And if that is the case, we need to talk to residents up at Beach Avenue or around that area to see if they want it. Because it's okay for us to say, yeah, we want it. If they don't want it, then we might not be able to have it. So that was that. I actually was looking into purchasing more litter signs. I wanted to do this. You know the litter signs with the eyes on them? I think they're quite effective because psychologically, if you think these eyes are looking at you, you actually think, oh my goodness, I better not drop the litter. So I did sit with Trevor Kennett and we went through with a few others about these litter signs, and I was quite happy to put KTC funding into it with TDC funding, but I haven't had anything back. So it is stuck. So I'm going to need to chase that because I was hoping by now we'd have those litter signs because they don't really cost that much money. So I can't see why it's actually got stuck, but I will chase that. Okay. Westgate Library, I don't know whether you realise that they're looking into shared services. You do know about that, do you? And so what they want to do, because funding libraries is getting a bit expensive, and so if they share the services, you know, you could have, I don't know, Global Generation. Have you heard of Global Generation? They were looking to do some sort of community services in the library. So that would be fantastic because then they get to do what they want, the community gets to go in there. So we're looking into that and hopefully, you know, that will actually be available for you. I have given some members grant funding for Westgate. You come to me for the Punch and Judy, didn't you? And was there something else? There was another one as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to support you if I've got the funds in the funding pot. The other thing I'd like to say to you, I don't know whether you realise that the Ursuline, there was some complaints about the road being really busy and really dangerous. I did try to look at switching that bus shelter around, so instead of it facing the road, it was actually facing that way so the children were actually protected. That had to go to the TDC because it had to go through the bus company, and the bus company said it was too expensive to change it around. So I was a bit unhappy about that because I really put in a very emotional letter really to try and get them to do that. What they're going to do, Highways have said that they will look at something else when the school's expanded because there is a car park going to be put into the Ursuline, and that should take the traffic off of Canterbury Road. But that's something that, you know, and apart from that, there hasn't really been a lot in Westgate, to be honest with you, but I wasn't dealing with it, so it was Liz that was dealing with it. And I think that's about it, unless you want to ask me any questions.
The bus stop, would it be possible to have railings there? Is that?
I did ask for that as well, and that did go through to Highways, and I would have funded that, you know, and it would be done, but they were going to do a certain amount of length. So we still could do that, to put them either side of the bus shelter to protect the children from the road.
That would be really good because
Yeah.
what they do is they play chicken, they throw their mobiles into the road.
No, it was horrible.
And if there are railings there, that would inhibit.
Okay, so community funding for the railings, and we could push that. Okay.
Thank you.
Councillor Roth.
Anybody else?
Thank you. Firstly, thank you for your funds for Punch and Judy.
You're welcome.
It was very welcome. Can you tell us about the money that's available? I've been reading on the Burgington pages. I think you helped them get quite a large grant of £4,000 plus towards their shelters.
Yes, we did.
Can you tell us or have you been in touch with the clerk about it?
Yeah, definitely. Are you thinking about having some meal shelters for schools?
Well, we've still got one that we've got to repair. We've done one of them, but we've still got another one to be done.
Yeah. Okay, well they did in fact have to spend about 16,000 on them, you see, but it does depend whether you're going to get free workmanship. It depends how you actually put that out to the community, whether they're going to help you with that. If they did end up paying that much money. I mean, they really just got a first grant from us for £4,000 the first year, 4.5 the second year. And if you want to come to us for some help or a shelter, you're more than welcome. But try to get to us in March, because that's when our new funds come in. So really try to get it there, because otherwise we're spending it.
We did the last one ourselves with our own labour, but it is time consuming, and I think, I've spoken to the clerk about this before, I think if we could get somebody to volunteer or try and help us in the town, that kind of money would be handy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Just
Thank
come
you.
to us. Thank you. Any more questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanet District Councillors? Sam?
Hi. Hello everyone again. I'm going to talk about housing situation, because obviously that's the topic of the day. A quick synopsis of what's happened. The housing numbers were originally set for Westgate at 1,000, as we all know, and Councillor Partington and I objected, and have consistently objected, to the housing numbers. We've repeatedly called for a re-evaluation of the housing figures through our own officers to the planning inspectorate, but they keep resisting us as they state it's based on a formula provided by the government using ONS statistics, and they're saying that they can't be changed. However, we question those statistics and we believe them to be an excessive projection, especially considering our unique demographics here in Thanet, density of population here, especially like in Westgate, and our poor employment situation. Due to the retained designation of Manston for aviation, as you'll be aware of, the 2,500 houses that Stonehill Park were trying to put on there have been moved. The TDC included those 2,500 houses in their figures of their required housing number, so they needed to be put somewhere else. They moved another 1,000 houses to Westgate, bringing the total Westgate housing number to 2,000. Again, we've objected really strongly to those figures. I personally identified other brownfield sites that I felt would be more suitable, which would have been part of a bigger strategic plan, but we're outside of Westgate. We've got hugely sort of like shouted out for that, but I'm still looking at that site. We were told it was too late to change the draft plan, and we'd have to challenge the housing on Westgate and put in our representations once the draft had been submitted. Although through objecting in council, we have managed to get the additional housing on Westgate moved to the end of the phasing of the draft plan, so between 2026 and 2031. We realise this isn't enough to ensure residents' peace of mind. Councillor Messenger and I are so incensed that we've actually commissioned an independent report that we're expecting to basically receive by the end of next week. This will further identify suitable brownfield sites, challenge the housing numbers, and we'll look at an accurate phasing model, which is, I think, long overdue. We should have this to say by the end of next week, and we will use that in our fight to get rid of these unwanted housing numbers. Councillor Messenger will explain to you why we were forced, I know you want to know this one, why we were forced to vote the draft through to the next stage. So,
Yeah, but can I say that before you ask any questions, and then we can perhaps both answer the questions at the same time, if that's all right. There has been a lot of rhetoric, unfortunately, on social media that seems to have some sort of disbelief that the council would be put into, or the local plan would be taken off the council. So this is a letter, and I will share it with you, and I'll email it to you if you would like, that was sent to the council on the 23rd of March, and this was shortly after Councillor Bainford took over leadership. And it's actually from the Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government. Now, I'm not going to read you the whole letter, I'll just read the really important snippets in it that kind of say to you why we're in the position we were in. So it says, I am writing today as a result of the Council's persistent failure over many years and under different administrations to get a local plan in place, following from the concerns I have set out on the 16th of November, which is another letter that we received then. about the lack of progress that had been made in plan making. In the next couple of paragraphs down, it also lays out in the National Planning Policy what those specifics are that we failed to do. And it goes on to say, I gave the District Council the opportunity to put forward any exceptional circumstances by the 31st of January this year, which in the Council's view justifies the failure to produce a local plan under the Planning and Compulsory Purchase Act 2004 regime. I've considered carefully the Council's letter of the 31st of January. Now, I was trying to obtain this letter today. It was actually what I consider to be the death knell letter that Councillor Wells sent to the Ministry, which basically said when we didn't when we didn't vote for the local plan in January that was put out by the UKIP leadership, they then wrote to the Ministry and said that we weren't able to put a local plan together until 2019. And of course the Ministry are going to come back and say to us, well, that isn't acceptable. So it goes on to say, so the Council has failed to meet milestones in published local development schemes at least 5 times since 2014. Actually, that's quite shocking, really. And I appreciate that it has been different administrations, and we're the administration now, and we have only been the administration since March. But the reality is, we had inherited a plan, and somebody said to me, if an Irishman asked from directions, the answer would be, I wouldn't have started from here. That's exactly the point. We wouldn't have started where this local plan was, but we had to do something. The letter goes on to say, I have decided to continue with the intervention process as discussed at our meeting on the 6th of February 2018. This will involve a team of experts led by the chief planners. It goes on to say more. It's all in here. So for the doomsayers that say that there isn't a letter or that we weren't in a situation of special measures when it comes to the local plan, it's all in here. So please pass it round, have a read. I'm happy to email that over to you. But when it comes to our vote, I mean, bear in mind, when we were elected, one of the things that we were elected for was for Manston and to save aviation at Manston Airport, and also the housing numbers. But when we actually was knocking on people's doors, Manston was the priority at that time. And it put Councillor Bambridge and myself in a very, very difficult situation when it came to vote. But the biggest deciding factor to vote for that local plan for us was the fact that if we decided not to vote for it because of the housing number, then it would have been completely taken out of our hands, and the public would not have been able to put in their comments and have their voice heard. And that is really important. And so